How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my journey of becoming a professional trumpet player. Um, Thought I'd show off two big things I've learned about my playing and improvements. That was Charlie 2. If you're a trumpet player, you probably know that. It's a pretty famous etude, and I have to learn it for auditions coming up. Luckily, I've played it before a million times, so it's just nice getting back into the rhythm of things. But I thought I'd use that to kind of show off these big things two discoveries I've made about my playing. And hopefully this might be helpful to you too if you've been struggling with similar things that I've been struggling with. So if you're keeping up with what I'm working on, or if you're not, you know that I have issues with my initial attacks. Like the first thing I kind of talked about on this channel was talking about fixing that. And they're inconsistent. They might be the wrong partial at first, or they scoop around. And I've just been trying to find a way to help fix that. And I've been making progress, definitely, but it's slow. And, maybe that's how it should be. And I was thinking about that. And then I made this big discovery, and it's totally changed things, made things way easier and way more consistent too. So I thought I'd share that. And then there's another thing that kind of works in tandem with that I'll also share. So the big thing is I was talking to a colleague of mine about teaching methods from like previous teachers and what things we still try to remember from them. And he made a comment about like, oh, I'm glad I still start my embouchure with my lips closed or something like that. And I had heard that before, like, oh, when you play, start with your lips closed. But I was never taught that way specifically. But hearing that again got me thinking like, oh, maybe there's some validity to that, right? Like people do this, maybe I should try doing that. And I tried doing it just during our warm up, and I was noticing things were speaking way more instantly. Just trying to focus on keeping my mouth closed before I attack, something like this. There's a little close up so you can see. And I was like, whoa, why are things just working so much better immediately? Maybe there is some validity to this. So I started to asking other brass players about this too. And I guess when you're a beginner and like beginning band, you learn about this concept, breathe, set, play. I was never in like middle school, elementary school band, so I don't remember learning about this. And it's this concept for beginning students to like learn how to play the brass instrument they're using, that goes like, take a breath, set your chops, play. In this case, breathe, put. And that's, as a concept, I guess, gets notes to speak really easily. Obviously, there's a lot of tension in doing that, and nobody I know at playing at a professional level does it like that. Because what's going to happen is you're gonna get tense up from holding all that air while you're setting your embouchure. But I thought about those two different things, and I was like, how can I apply this to what I'm doing and get my attacks working way better? Because I was noticing that it was helping them come out way, way better. So I figured out something that I'm doing now is when I take a breath and I begin my attack, I form I form the shape of my embouchure. And that's not something I was thinking about before. I was just sort of letting the muscles do their thing, letting it happen, not thinking about it. And I really should have been thinking about it, because I think I was forming my embouchure way too loose at first, and then having to focus it in. So maybe before I was going like this. You can hear kind of a scooping, or if I just noodle around. you can hear things kind of not super solidified. So what I'm thinking about now is not necessarily keeping the lips closed, but keeping the embouchure or forming the embouchure shape, which closes the lips more in my preparation for playing. And I'm doing that while I'm taking the breath. So if the breath motion is like that, if you can visualize it like that, what I'm doing is I'm going. So I'm not holding the breath in my body, making tension happen. I am that moment where the breath turns around and begins going out is where the embouchure is being formed. And that has made things way better. If I can show an example of that. I mean, immediately centered response. It's made register shifts, big register shifts, way easier too. Inconsistencies in registers, like if I was airing out on a low note, this makes it way better. I mean, it really has changed my playing just like that. And I've only been doing this for a few days now, but I'm looking forward to playing now with this in mind, since I think it's just going to make everything sound so much better. That being said, Charlie 2 starts with this F, or concert E flat, but written F, and this is a pretty infamously tricky note to hit. It's not the highest note, but it is a little out of tune, and it's the very beginning of this super expressive piece. So more often than not, people mess it up, including me, and that was a big hurdle to get over, just getting the first note down. And with this technique, I mean, just like that, it comes out super easy. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is something I've been doing for a bit longer, and it works really well in combination with this. So if we look at the Charlier music, what's just as hard as the first F right here is the second one. You can nail the first one, but then mess up the second one. It's just like, why? What's the difference, right? Well, the difference is, sometimes, for me, what was the case is, I would just, I guess, disengage my whole body after that rest, and then have to re-engage it all over again to play that F, and then it wouldn't come out. So when you're resting, don't think, just don't think like become a blob of jello. Think maybe take a nice relaxed breath and feel relaxed, but have your body still primed and positioned. I mean, that last one, I took a nice relaxed exhale and inhale, but I was still primed, and the note came out just fine. So that can be really helpful, especially for upper register playing. If you have, like, let's say a high C, rest 2 beats, another high C. Staying primed and engaged, even when you're resting, is going to help the second high C come out way better. So with that in mind, there we go. Some other issues came up just then, like I wasn't fully grounded when I started. So the first note still was a little shaky, but it wasn't because of other issues in the past. And the second one just came out just great. So those are two strategies that, again, just I can't stress enough how helpful they've been and how much I'm looking forward to playing with those in mind now. And maybe these are helpful for you too. And let me know what you think, or if you have any additions, or just about like setting up and getting ready to play notes in different situations. Yeah, hope this was helpful or informative. Have a nice rest of your day, and see you in the next video.